Well, now, there are three levels of income, and I'm going to teach you how to acquire each of them. All right? This is good, Joseph, in case you're watching me for the first time. And here I am myself with this particular pen and this board and this head and this camera, and I share this information about investment. And by the way, if you've never subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and do that, because I upload a video each and every time so that we can be able to grow each other. Just like an iron sharpens another iron, so do we learn from each other. Anyway, let's go ahead and have the discussion. If you're, by the way, if you're a new subscriber, go do something. If you're returning one, thank you. See, today we are talking about three levels of income. Three levels of income. Okay, people tend to think like income is income. No. Income is not income, okay? Some incomes are assigned a certain particular name and others the same. So today we're going to dissect this issue. What are these levels of income? And I'm going to start with the first one to the third one. And of course, the third one is that income that I would highly recommend that you work for and how you can get it, because that is where the magic starts to happen. Of course, let's start with the beginning. Okay, the first income or the first level of income that usually come in is what we call the salary, aka the active income. Okay, this is the active income. What does the term active income? Active, it means that some energy, time, and skills are involved. You have to be there. For example, let's say how can I use this example? Okay, let's say this is Good Joseph and this is my channel. Then I employ a video editor. Okay, this is Good Joseph. Are we together? I employ, let's say, John to be my what? My video editor. And then I tell John, hey, listen, John, the moment you edit my video, because I upload a video each and every day, I'll be paying you, say, 1,000 shilling at every video that you edit. Are we together? So that's the deal. See now what happens? I make a video, John edits the video, we post the video, are we together? And then I pay John 1,000. Now, you see what happens? Now, John, assuming that he will edit a video each and every day for the next 30 days, John at the end of the month will end up with how much? 30,000. Now, this is what I'm calling active income. Why am I saying it's active income? John cannot make 1,000 shilling if he doesn't edit my video. Let's say one day John doesn't show up. Then I have to make a video, of course, and the video has to be edited and for it to be uploaded. But John is not there. All right, see, I have to look for someone else to edit my video. Let's say I get Kevin. Are we together? So therefore, in that particular day, John won't make that 1,000 shilling. Now, you see, John, for John to make 1,000 shilling, he must be there actively trading his skills and time for him to make that money. That's why if you're watching this video and you're employed, you can't get that end of the month salary if you do not show up to that particular day. That's why you are paid. You have to go there, you have to work, you have to trade your energy, you have to trade your skills and your time, and then you get paid. That's what we call the level 1 of income, called the active income. Are we together? That is the active income. Even if you're self-employed, somebody be like, oh wow, good, me, I'm okay, I have a business. But you see, if let's say your business in this situation, it can't make you money unless you're there. I repeat, you have to go open that particular business, sit there, wait for the clients, for them to come, and you get that money. You show up very early in the morning, 6 a.m., and then you close your shop at 10 p.m. That is still an active income because you are involved. You are not out of the equation of that particular business. If you close, if you are not there, if you feel sick, you can't earn because that business needs you. That is what? An active income. Now, that is what we call the level 1 amount or the level 1 income. So let's go to the next one. Now, when it comes to the level 1 income, I have to say something here. There is always a limitation of the amount of money that you can make. Why? Because the money that you earn is confined within the feasible number of times you can show up. Or let's say, for example, let's say I'm paying John 1,000 shilling to edit a video, and let's say a video approximately takes like an hour or two. Let's say it takes 2 hours to edit. There is a feasible number of videos that John can edit for him to. Even if I tell John, hey, listen, there are as many videos as you can. You finish this one, I send you another one, I send you another one, and each video I'm giving you 1,000. There is no way you can tell me that John can make 1,000,000 in a day, because there is a feasible number of videos that John can edit. even if he may wish to edit more, he'll be running out of time. Are we together? Now that's a level 1 income, and it's what we call the active income. We go to the level 2 income, and this is what we call the passive income. Now, what is passive income? Passive income is basically that amount of money that you earn and you don't have to involve yourself actively into it. Are we together? You don't have to be there for that to make money. And if you have to be there, you simply need to run some little things here and there. It's just to check it out. Things can actually function on their themselves, and you just need to check it out. Let's say, for example, you have yourself a pharmacy business and you have employed a pharmacist there in your business, and you have a POS, that's the point of scale sales, it's there, and you're doing other things. Let's say you are a farmer, let's say you are a musician, or you are a whatever the thing it is. You see, the only thing that you need to do is to just check out and see, hey, you know what, the suppliers have actually brought the medicine. Well, it costs say 100,000 or 200,000. Okay, you just give a single call like, hey, is everything good? Everything is in place? Okay, fine, no problem. Send me how the sales were last week and whatever, because everything goes through the system. It's like the way you usually go to what we call a supermarket. By the way, tell me, how many times have you gone to a supermarket and you have seen the owner of that supermarket? You rarely see them. You just see everybody you see there, they're actually employed. Okay, then but the system is still working. But yeah, the employer may not, you may not be able to see them there each and every time, but time to time they have to keep tabs with the way business is doing. Another active income, let's say, is where you have something like you've bought shares, you've bought stocks or something of sort. See, now that's what we call the passive income. You don't have to be involved, and of course the amount of money you make here, it is actually generally sort of more related to the amount of money that you pump into that. If let's say you pump in 1,000,000 shilling, gives you 100,000. If you can have 2 million to give you 200,000. So if you pump in more money into that, and of course the reliability of the system and the structure that you have, it means that you will make more out of that particular thing that you are having out there. See, now that is what we call the passive income. And how can you create a passive income? Passive incomes are created through you having a job. Passive incomes are created you doing what? Not a job rather, but a business, employing somebody to run that particular business. Passive income is also created when you invest your money into the things that are actually giving you sort of what you call the passive income. Passive income, it means that you don't have to be there, but the things are working. You can be able to make some cash and such kind of a thing. That is what we call the what? The passive income. Are we together? Now, allow me to take you to the third one, which is the most important income, which is called the residual. The residual income, okay? The residual income. Listen, this is the ultimate income that I would highly recommend that you work for, move towards it, and try the best as you can to achieve it. And what is a residual income? Residual income, this is where you are totally cut off from the functionality of that particular thing. Let's say, for example, today you take your money, build yourself some rentals and give them to your agent, or you build some rentals, you do something once and then you're forever gonna eat for that thing. For example, let's say you're a writer, you write yourself a very nice book. For example, there is a book I love called The Millionaire First Lane. There's a book called The Psychology of Money. We have the books like The Richer Dad and Poor Dad and what have you. You see, you write that book, you put it online, you put it on shelves and what have you, you forget about it. You simply do one thing that you're forever gonna eat for that. What do I mean? Say I create, let's assume this is a book. I write this book, I produce 1,000,000 copies, I supply them into different bookshops. Actually, the moment the demand is there, bookshops sort of approach you to get that book in their shelves and what have you, and then you'd be making money. For example, the person who wrote the 48 Laws of Power, he still eats, from that particular book. You do one thing and then you forever gonna eat from that particular thing. You build that one rental houses, it's gonna be there throughout your lifetime. That's what we call the residual income. You go out there, you put your money in a money market fund, you put your money in stocks, you put your money in rates, you put your money in index fund, you put your money in fixed investment funds and what have you. You put it out there, you quote unquote forget about it, just listen. Nobody calls you, nobody bothers about you. You can actually pick yourself and go to what we call those islands, get yourself in yachts and what have you. You just enjoy life, but something is just keep coming in. See, you're relaxing in a beach somewhere, and then the messages are just clicking in, ting ting, you have received, you have received, you have received, but you're doing nothing. You're just doing nothing. The money just coming in. What you did is that you created something back then and back there that is actually making money for you, and that is exactly when now you hit the class of the wealthy. Hey, listen, I love the residual income. If you can be able to get to this particular level, this is where now you start making crazy amount of money. And again, when it comes to the residual income, if you want to make more of it, this is when you're supposed to do what we call the scaling. Scaling is very important. Scaling, to scale, how scalable can you be a business? To scale is to make sure that you reach a maximum number of people. Your thing can potentially be reached by anybody. For example, look the way Coca-Cola is. It's assumed, or it's said that Coca-Cola is that a particular product that has reached 99% of the humanity on earth. It's just having an availability of anywhere and everywhere in this particular globe that we actually live. Okay, see, when you want to create the residual income, this is basically where, I won't lie to you, it's not that simple, and you really need a lot of grace. The money that you make off from your passive income, accumulate it, create yourself a structure, then you can be able to get the residual income. And you can actually mess up this is how it goes by. See, most of the people usually lie under the active income, that the salary and what have you, where they are trading all their things. You try to get them from here to here, it's like, I'm telling you, it's the hardest thing. You try to tell them, hey, you know what, you can invest, you can do this, you can do it's very hard, especially if they have the mentality of savings, if they have the mentality of, what we call, hey, it's risky, let me go the insurance way, I want more business, more secured, and what, they don't want to take any risks. It's very hard to move from there. And that's why you find, if you try to tell somebody, hey, guess what, how about you can take like 2 years, you sacrifice yourself, create yourself a passive income. They don't have time for that, but they have the time to work for somebody for 40 years only to get a pension at the end of their period. It's so wanting. But now, let's say you are lucky, you get somebody whom you can move from the passive income or the active income to the passive income. Guess what happens now? If you are this kind of an individual who are called, what we call, you can't do what we call the delayed gratification. You just love to have what you call the instant gratification. The moment you hit the passive income, and then you turn out to be a spender, because the money that you're making here, you're using less energy and you're getting more than you are getting here. Guess what happens now? You shift to the consumer mentality and you stuck here, because you just want to have a lot of comfort when you're here. You're having a comfort, you're throwing this money there, you're making money there, and wow, things are going good. You just want to relax. And you think like this is the time now to amass a lot of liabilities to your life, buying unnecessary thing, quote unquote, enjoying life and what you get stuck. There is no way now you can be able to move from here to here. Why? Because you're killing what we call the financial muscle that can help you to build yourself some structures to move to the residual income. But if you can just delay the gratification a little bit, take like another 2, 3, 4 years for that, depends on what you would like to have. Of course, that means the amount of money, then get into this. The moment now you get to the residual income, this is now when the sweet thing happens. And that's why you hear most of the people say like, hey, you know what? Buying a car and buying a cup of coffee will cost the same. Yeah, I know that sounds like very crazy. Yeah, go talk to these people who have achieved a lot in life. They'll tell you, well, the amount of money I used to buy a cup of coffee, just the same like I can actually buy a car. You see the way you can shop, let's say you want 30,000 in a month and you would like to buy yourself a tea, a cup of tea in a normal Kenyan restaurant. It will cost you around 30 shilling. You see the way you buy that tea and you don't feel any effect? That's how some people feel when they buy a car. That has not even disturbed their bank balance. You can't even notice there is any change. That's why they say that the cup of coffee and the price of a car, it sounds the same. That is where you're having the residual income. Why? Because you are being hit by money, or the right, left, and center and everywhere, because of the systems that you're having. See, now that is what we call the 3 levels of income. See, when you understand these 3 levels of income, and you should work towards achieving the highest level of income, which is the residual income. And that is what I try as much as I can, even myself, to be and help you, and we move to that particular level. This is Good Joseph, and that is the end of this particular video. I hope you've learned something, you've picked up something, and if you did, wow, I'm so delighted. See you in the next one. If you need my services in one way or the other, go pick that number. Let's have a discussion. For now, it's a goodbye and see you.